what is A&R? What it was when you started, what the state of it was when you started, and what the state of it is now. But first and foremost, a real definition of what an A&R representative does or should do. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I have been doing this for 25 years, really long time. And when I started, the landscape at labels was a little bit different. The A&R departments were run by creative people. They had either been artists or producers or had been A&R people previously. Okay, get perfect, baby.
I know, sit pretty, sit pretty.
You're the star here, not me, man. Come on, you've been on TV. And so it was really great because it was very much an environment of a lot of creativity at the labels, which has since, in the 1,000 years since I started, has kind of shifted a bit. So for me, I felt really fortunate that when I started, I had a chance to work around people who had made records. You might be hard-pressed to find, I'm gonna get in trouble for this one, anybody running a label that's made a record, or running the A&R department that maybe has actively made records. So, and that's kind of sad at a major label, but I mean, there are still some great people out there, don't get me wrong, but just the whole climate of it has sort of changed and shifted a little bit away from making records and developing talent into just buying it. And I think that's where a lot of times young artists get in trouble because they come into the fold thinking they're going to help me improve upon what I've started, and they're going to develop me, and they're going to make me a huge global star. And a lot of times the landscape now at a label, they won't admit it, but they really just kind of want to buy it ready-made because they're not really in the artist development business any longer. So, and that sounds negative. I realize that it sounds negative, but because I guess it kind of is. But if you understand, it's not negative. It's actually kind of sad. It actually makes me sadder than it does. Than I feel that it's negative. But that is really sort of how our entire industry is changing. It's not just from an A&R standpoint. It's from every standpoint. It's you just pick an area, and they all have changed to reflect, I guess, the times. But the job of an A&R person originally, and still should be, is to be the advocate for the artist in every possible way that is necessary. Creatively to help them find themselves and to create a body of work that is true to them and what they're trying to do, and be honest enough to be able to have that sort of respect and rapport with them. Because the artist very seldom has any other perspective except their own, really, because you're putting it all out there, and I give mad props to everybody in the room who is an artist, because I couldn't do it. I don't get on stage and sing or write or, so I think that takes a great, courage in its own self to get up there and open yourself up to that. So I always felt my role was to sort of be the person that this artist could trust to always be honest with them, and to also help them build a career, not just make one record. So for me, it's always been about building careers. And I think in that process, you become to trust each other, and I get to know more this artist and what makes them, what their strong suits are and what their weaknesses are, and then I can better go out and help bring other creative people to the team that will lift up the weaknesses and be able to not replace, but help with those.
And
then
build
also,
on the strengths, right?
Yeah, and build upon the strengths.